you guys can see right here, $500 guaranteed prize, $500 guaranteed prize. And for once, this literally is as easy as it seems. It's not some crazy thing. It's not rocket science. You don't need a website. You don't need any money to get started. If you can type with your fingers on a keyboard, you can make $500 today. And literally the only thing you need to know to make this work is do you have fingers? Do you have a keyboard? Can you type with your fingers? If so, then this video might be perfect for you. In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you how you can make $500 or more simply by typing names. And I know that might sound crazy, but I'm going to prove it to you in this video that you, from anywhere in the world with absolutely no money to get started, from a computer or a smartphone or literally anything that can connect to the internet. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video today is because I get comments all the time saying, Kevin, give me something that I can do from anywhere in the world. Kevin, give me something that I can do that takes zero money to get started. Kevin, give me a way to make money that I can literally do from my smartphone. And so, as always, guys, I have answered the people's requests, and so I put together this video to show you guys just how crazy and ridiculous this opportunity is. It's probably the best single method that I've found to make you guys money with zero money to get started and no type of skills, no type of upfront investment. You don't even need a computer to do this one. So make sure you stick around for the full video because I'm gonna be showing you some very fun hacks that actually make you more money during this strategy. And near the end, I'm actually gonna reveal a very ultra top secret strategy that is going to make you the most possible money in the fastest possible time leveraging this strategy. And let's face it, if you can't even watch a 10-minute video that's literally going to lay out step by step by step how to make $500 per day online with zero skills or money, then you probably aren't ready to start earning that type of money. So stick around through this video. We're gonna jump into my computer right now. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how you can start to make $500 or more per day with literally zero money to get started. Let's go. So this is actually inside of my Squad Help account. You can see right here that there's a number of different things. We're gonna walk through all of these one by one, but really quick, we're actually going to go to winners, and then we're gonna do leaderboard by contests won, right? And we can see, right, last month, this user, actually Lido Dino, won 10 different contests and won $49,434, right? The person in second won 8 contests. They won $8,443. All Designs won $47,153. And the reason that you see these big differences is sometimes they have, you know, huge contests where they give significantly more than $500 from these like mega companies and these funded software companies that have essentially infinite pockets from venture capitalists and things like that. But you can see right here, right, even $8,000 in a single month, $9,000 in a single month, $13,000 in a single month. All of these different people, right, are making a significant amount of money using Squad Help. I'm gonna be going over exactly how they did that step by step by step. And before we actually get into how to start earning that type of money using Squad Help, it's important to understand exactly what Squad Help is because it's actually a really good idea. And when you have really good ideas and businesses that capitalize on them, that is when the opportunity that you can make a significant amount of money becomes much more realistic. So how does Squad Help actually work? Well, basically there's thousands of companies all around the world that need help naming their business. The perfect name is hard. Think about how you feel when you hear Nike and Google or Amazon, and they seem like they've always been a part of our everyday life, but at one point, someone somewhere had to come up with that perfect name. And companies are willing to pay a lot of money for that perfect name. And if you're thinking to yourself, Kevin, are there really businesses out there that are willing to pay for someone to come in and literally type a name for them? The answer is absolutely yes. And I understand it can be hard to kind of think from scratch and try to come up with the perfect name. And so a little trick that I like to do when I'm doing this is to alleviate that writer's block. Because, you know, everybody knows that if you sit down to write a paper, you sit down to try to think of something from scratch, it's much more difficult to do than if you have some examples to look at. And so what I like to do is come over here to winners and go to recent winners. And the cool thing is you can literally see the winning designs, the winning names, the winning everything of these people, and you can literally see the exact prize they won all from, you know, yesterday. You can see the winning design, Thinkly, right, which is a great name for a website. You know, I'm actually kind of mad that I didn't think of that. Choose wisely, choose Higgins, right? Tagline for an injury lawyer. We can see, you know, all types of different examples here. Tagline for a real estate agency, the flexibility you want, the experience you need. $300. I could have thought of that literally in like 2 seconds. This is actually making me mad that I didn't think of these. Need a logo for a social on brand, right? We can see the logo right here. If you do have graphic artistry skills, you can also, design logos as well. Magazine name for a biotech community, Good Genes, right? Spelled Genes. That's a $300 winner right there. Brand name for a casual dining business, Servewell. And the thing is, guys, there's a lot of different ways that you can maximize your chances of your company or business name actually having a higher probability of winning, which we're gonna get into in a second. But before we actually get into how to maximize your probability of winning so that you can make the most possible money in the least amount of time and the least amount of effort, I wanna show you guys kind of how the website works so that you feel very comfortable, once you actually sign in, create your free account so that you're not, overwhelmed or feeling confused once you actually log in. So once you log in, you're gonna come to your dashboard view, which we can see right here. You can see active contests, you can see explore, names, taglines, logos, the marketplace, right? They also sell premium domain names. We're not gonna be talking about in this particular video. You can see winners, right? Which is very important. You can see what types of designs, what types of brand names, what types of taglines are actually being chosen by people. The simplicity, look for patterns, things like that. When I was first starting, right, I looked at all of the recent winners. I looked at all of the leaderboards for the contest one, the leaderboards for ratings, the rising stars, all of those, right? I scrolled through every single one because you can see that there's some things that really have commonalities, right? Taglines are generally not, longer than 4 or 5 words. Most brand names or company names are kind of a pun or a play on words. Like you saw Thinkly was spelled, instead of think with an I, it was spelled with a Y, and it looked really cool, and it was a very short little URL and things like that, which is another little hack that we're gonna talk about later on. You always wanna make sure that the name you submit as your contest entry is available from a URL perspective. Because think about it like this, these companies are looking for an overall brand. They're gonna wanna buy the domain. They're gonna wanna get the Instagram, the Facebook, the social media presence. So before you actually submit your name, one of the little hacks, and we're gonna go over a few more in a second, but one of the little hacks I like to use is making sure that the domain and things like that are actually available, because you know that people are gonna want that when they actually choose your winning name. And so the first thing that we're gonna do once we actually come in here is go to active contests, right? We're gonna go to all, but what we're gonna focus on for this particular video is actually naming. But like I said before, you can also submit logos and you can also submit taglines, and taglines are just as easy as naming, but instead of actually thinking of a brand or a company name like Apple, you would think of a tagline like Think Different, right? So it's basically the same thing. And so what we're gonna focus on in this video is naming, but tagline is also a very easy, very reasonable way to make money that works in the exact same way. But instead of just a brand name like Nike, you think of the tagline like Just Do It. And so the first thing that we're gonna do is actually come into naming here. Instead, we're gonna actually reset the filter, take off assigned to me, and we're gonna look for things that have guaranteed prizes, right? And we can actually sort these by newest, because you wanna make sure that when you actually sign up for Squad Help, that you are applying to every single one of these, right? Product name for a health and wellness business. And there's only 123 entries, which is crazy, right? So if I applied right now, even if nothing else happened, I would have like a 4 or 5% chance of winning, just because there's so few people actually in here. 91 entries, right? $100 grand prize, which is not as big as the $500 one that we looked at. But like I said, we can actually go to award amount here, and then we can see that there's $500 here, $500 here, 500, 500, 300, 300, 300, 300, right? A lot of different ways to actually make money, but I like to look by newest instead of award amount necessarily, because how Squad Help works is all the people are concentrating on the $500 ones, which means that people are leaving out, right, the $100 ones, the $200 ones, the 150s, the 300s, and I'd rather apply for all of those low competition ones than be one of 1,000 entries for the $500 ones. It gives you a much higher likelihood of actually being selected and winning the overall contest and then getting paid. So let's actually click into one of these and see a little bit more details about this particular contest. What is your business or brand about? We're automating and simplifying the way green offices are run, right? So you know that they're not only interested in businesses, you know that they're not only interested in technology, but they're also interested in automation, and they're interested in creating green offices, right? So you want to make sure that your actual brand name that you submit sounds green. It sounds environmentally friendly, right? You might call it something like Eco Office Automation, right? And I just thought of that in 1 second, but that's actually not a bad name. So do you want a .com URL, right? So like I said before, most of these businesses do want things that are available. And so we're gonna use a couple of tools that's gonna make this way easier, right? So let's just identify first a couple of words that really say what this company is about. Automation, green offices, right? Technology. So we're just gonna choose automation, green, and offices, right? Because that's kind of what their business is about. You always wanna kind of look for things in the first sentence or two, because companies generally put what they're mainly concerned with at the beginning of what their brand is about, and then they kind of, move on to things that are less and less important, right? It's aiming to make a sustainable behavior a new normality in every office. So we're gonna go to a website called namelicks.com. And what this does is it actually generates business names for you based on artificial intelligence and an algorithm they created, right? So we're gonna do office, or we're gonna do green automation office, right? And we're gonna generate some names. And we're gonna do short names, medium names, long names. I think short names generally look a little bit better. Select the name style, brandable names, right? Like Google and Trulia that aren't necessarily like real words. Foreign words, misspellings, right? I actually generally like to do brandable names, but a lot of times people really like foreign words, I've found as well. And we're gonna generate, right? And what Namelix is gonna do is they're gonna go out and find all these different things that people might be interested in, right? Upzone, Myclet, Watcog, like Office, but TFIS, Keycrow, MLink, right? There's all these different words here that they're actually doing. I really like Brotex, Spatix, CMM Mine, right? All these different words that they're going out and actually finding, and then we can see whether or not they're available, right? So there's a bunch of different stuff here. Again, we can go back to Namelix. We can do it one more time. Let's do automation, eco office, right? Generate. Let's do a medium name here. And then it's gonna go back out, look through all these different names. I like to skip the premium ones because they're generally really expensive. Like we can see that this one's $21.50, but this one is, only the normal cost of a domain, which is like $10. Robot C, Cyberpack, Edge Labs, all of these different things, Grub Tech, right? Just gives us ideas about what we could actually, look for that might be available, that might be, inexpensive, kind of gets our brain moving at least. You can see that some of these premium ones we're probably gonna wanna skip. But again, like I said, there's lots of different things to take a look at. Another way that you can actually look to generate the perfect URL, and remember, people always want the .com URL, almost always. So this is a good way to kind of get ideas without having to think too much on your own. And the next little trick that I'm gonna show you is actually called name mesh. And we can see here, we're gonna type in automation office eco, right? And we're gonna generate. And what's gonna happen is name mesh is gonna go out and it's gonna look at a bunch of different available actual domains here. And then we can also look at things where they mix things up, like fun ones, right? Like Automatifus, Automation Ice, Automa Office, right? Lots of different ones right here that you can take a look at. You can also see the ones that are available from a common perspective, automationofficeeco.org, automationofficeeco.us, automationofficeeco.com, all these different URLs that are actually available. You can look through all of these and then see kind of what strikes your fancy, and then you can check to see what's actually available from a .com perspective, and that can be your submission, and that can be your way of really kind of getting inside of people's heads, looking at the keywords that they're interested in, and then actually creating something, knowing that the .com domain is available already, which is definitely going to be a consideration that they have before they actually choose the winning name. And the cool thing about Squad Help, guys, is you really only have to get 1 or 2 wins to actually earn a full-time wage. And if you get more than that, right, or you actually win one of the larger contests, you can actually make significantly more doing this. And you can do a lot of different things to actually increase the likelihood of you winning, right? You can make multiple Squad Help accounts. If you make 10 accounts and you have 10 different submissions with 10 different names, that gives you a 10 times higher probability of actually winning each contest. And if you're applying to every single contest, you have a very, very high probability of actually winning some of these, especially if you have multiple entries. And the thing is, like always guys, 99% of people are not gonna actually take any action watching this video. So be the 1% of people who actually takes action. And if you enjoyed this video, be the 1% of people who actually taps on that like button and leave a comment down below letting me know a strategy or a tip or a trick that you've learned from me or anywhere online that has actually made you money. Leave a comment down below and let me know. And one more little quick note, when you are setting up your account, there is a $5 fully refundable fee. And the reason that they do that and the reason that they refund it to you is just to keep people out who are just gonna waste time and not actually take it seriously, not actually submit good, high quality brand names, and really not be serious about it. So they have a one-time $5 completely 100% refundable charge just to keep people out who are not serious, just to let people in who are actually gonna, you know, put forth some effort, create some awesome brand names, and make a bunch of money doing this. And guys, this is a great place to start, but if you're really looking for something where you can make, you know, $1,000, $2,000, even $5,000 or more every single month, my number one recommendation for you to check out if you want to start a business for less than $100 total, check out the link down in the description, wantmap.com, where I teach you how you can create a full-time business making $5,000 or more every single month for less than $100 total to get started. Wantmap.com down in the description, guys. Or if you want to learn an even better way to make money online, check out this video right here where I teach you how you can make $1,000 per week with no job. I promise you it's gonna be a good one. See you there. Hey yo, what is up ninjas? If you wanna learn how to make $1,000 per week with no job and even better yet, zero money to start, you're gonna wanna stay tuned. It's gonna be a good one.